must have time to gather.
Sete 7 é um sinal, velho. Matou o chalupa, hein?
My mana is spent.
Vamos! Mata ela, velho. Hey guys, Speedoz here, and today I bring you a new video regarding the new skill that's been released, which is Forbidden Rite, and it's really broken. I think it's the most broken skill for totems we've had in a while right now, because it scales very well with our HP or with our energy shield. But we have a few uniques that scale the totem lives quite well, such as Soul Mantle, the Tarchoke Step, and a few other cluster notables, as well as passive tree notables. And honestly, it's really broken. With an investment lower than 10 exalts, you're able to clear all the endgame content. I was able to clear the Feared with rare modifiers, a rare map with over 80 quantity with an investment of 15 exalts only. And this current build has 20 exalts, and it's been clearing the Feared with 80 quantity in a very smooth way. So it's really easy, very good for casuals, especially in a patch with very nerfs everywhere. So if you're going for the meta builds, make sure to check this out, because it is very good indeed, and I'm having so much fun. So totem builds are very simple to play. All you have to do is to place your totems whenever you want. This one is a skin. The regular skin is literally this one. So you can movementate, you can walk around by using your shield charge. This will give you Fortify and will make you a bit tankier. Whenever you need, you can use Flame Dash as well. When you walk, you'll be casting the Steel Skin, which will make you able to absorb a few damage. And also, whenever you want to apply Wither, you can use Withering Step, which will apply a few Wither stacks to the boss or to the mobs if you want to. And especially whenever you're against bosses, you can place your totems and place one Wither totem, or you can just replace this with Cruelty, which will give you even more damage. But you will place one totem at a time with a maximum of 5, and then the last one should be a pair of Wither totems, which will cast Wither on the boss and will increase your damage by a lot, very easily. And all I have to do after that, after casting the Sniper's Mark on the boss, we'll be walking around. As you can see, the totems have a very nice duration, so it's very smooth to play. Okay. On the PoB that's on the video's description, we have a few recommendations regarding your leveling tree. At the bottom left, as you can see here, you could be leveling as a Blast Chain Mine or any skill basically until you get the Ancestral Bond. passive, which is amazing because it gives us +1 maximum number of summon totems, but you will never deal damage again with your skills. So after that, be sure to get that once you reach level 16, so you can use the spell totems with the forbidden Rite Totems. You should buy this skill with a friend of yours, because Templars aren't able to get this one. And then you'll be getting, whenever you can, totem damage, totem placement speed, increased totem life, as well as the Sanctum of Thoughts and the Asylum, because therefore you'll be able to use 2 Kikazaru rings, which will reduce your the effect of curses on you by 40% each. So there are a few things that you can do, but there are a few recommendation trees here for you to follow if you want to. On the notes section, that's where the information that you gotta read, because it is very important that you eliminate all the effects of the curses on your character, otherwise you will die a lot. So you can check the information regarding the Pantheon and the Bennett's, the Ascendancy Order as well. What you have to do at the early game stage, as soon as you reach level 49, you'll be able to use the Soul Mantle body armor. The Soul Mantle is the chest that we are using, and whenever our totems die, you'll be inflicted with some curses, with some hexes, as you can see here. And this will make your character more vulnerable, slower, all that kind of stuff. And we have to have a way to mitigate and reduce by 100% the effect of those curses. So what we do at the end game is to use a helmet like this, or the Sirus Reflection Shield. But at the early game, what you will do is use 2 Kikazaru rings, which each of them will be reducing by 40% the effect of curses on you, with a Sanctum of Thought that will be 20% on top of 80. That will give you 100% reduced effect of curses on you. Later on, you can buy a Essence of Warm ring, or you can place your Zealotry Aura gem. So you'll have to be able to replace somehow the 40% reduction of curses on you, and you will be doing that by using the Asylum passive tree node, as well as with the upgraded Yugel Pantheon. As you can see here, the Pantheon node is Soul of Yugel, and the upgraded version will give you 20% reduced effect of curses on you, which we'll be getting by defeating the Terrace boss map with a Divine Vessel, which is this currency here on your map device. As soon as you get the boss soul, you will be returning to the Sin NPC, and then you'll be able to upgrade and then finally use the Yugel's Pantheon. Okay, these and some other recommendations are written here, as well as the gems that you could be using through the leveling. And the skills that we are using is a 7-link Forbidden Rite Totems, because as soon as you equip this Soul Mantle, the Forbidden Rite will instantly become a totem gem, so you will never need a spell totem again. And for mapping, I'm using multiple totems, but against very hard bosses such as Conquerors and the Invitations, I'm using the Cruelty, and the multiple totems is on the Wither setup to make it easier to cast the Wither on the bosses. A castle damage taking setup, a shield charge, a curse with Vol skill, also a Withering Step with Flame Dash. Very easy to build and to gear as well, because on your wand you'll be getting and wanting a cast speed wand with critical strike for spells, as well as increased spell damage. You could be also crafting chance for spells if you want, or if you have an open suffix. It really depends on what you can get on the market there. The shield must have a +1 summon totems with increased critical strike chance for spells, or some life. If you can, make sure to get some resists or some other good stat for your build. Like I told you, I'm using Virid's Veil to completely reduce the effect of curses on us, because we are hexproof whenever we have a magic ring. For the magic ring, I went for a very simple one with life and resists. This one has also 20% quality with the prismatic catalyst, which will increase the resistance by 20%, so very useful for us. The uniques such as Soul Mantle and Tarchoke Step, they both give us totem life, so it is very good for us to build damage on top of it. The gloves is basically life and resist, as well as the amulets, which gives us plenty of dexterity with global critical strike multiplier. And I was having a open prefix, and I chose to craft this modifier, but it is not necessary. It just builds up damage for us, because the Forbidden Rite is an AoE skill. The Essence Worm, it is very important to increase the level of the Zealotry, but most importantly to completely have 0% reservation of the Zealotry. Very good for us. For the belt, there are plenty of people using the Coward's Legacy, but honestly, I'm not gonna pay 15 exalts for the belt if I can get a regular one, a similar one that gives basically the same damage, but is 30 times cheaper. So this was a recommendation for a viewer from our live on Twitch. So I'm very happy to use and to recommend this. Very, very nice belt to replace the Coward's Legacy, and a lot cheaper as well. For the flasks, we are using a life one, a diamond one. For the video that we recorded, I was using a granite flask, but you can also use the silver flask if you don't have the Onslaught Cluster Jewel, which I'll show you in a moment. But the best flask here could be the Bottle of Faith, and I will upgrade it as soon as I get one. The Enduring Mana Flask, very important for our mana sustain, and is very good for our survivability as well, because we are using the Mind Over Matter Keystone, and also a Quicksilver for our speed. Their unique jewels are very useful and very important, such as Self-Flagellation, because it will give us 20% increased damage per curse on us, and we have plenty of them because of the Soul Mantle. A Militant Faith, very useful as well, should be influenced by the High Templar Dominus in order to transform the keystone, any keystone in radius, such as the Agnostic, into the Inner Conviction, which will give us 30% more spell damage per power charge. A Rain of Splinters, very, very important as well to have, to build the number of projectiles up to 5. And I will explain that in a moment. The Medium Cluster Jewels are very important as well. One has 5 maximum passive skills, and it has Repeater, but most importantly the Shrieking Bolts, which will taunt the enemies, and you will become very, very defensive by using these Shrieking Bolts on your build. For the other one, you should be getting as soon as possible an Ancestral Preservation, because it will give the totems 40% plus Chaos Res, which mitigates a lot its damage against itself. You'll see at the end of the build, especially when you're leveling and when you're mapping, if you don't have the Chaos Res on your totems, the totems will die very, very quickly, and it will be very squishy for you to play. But as soon as you put a Ancestral Preservation notable on your build, you will see that they basically become invincible against their own damage. And especially when you have 2, such as this Cluster Jewel here, which is the last one that I bought with Sleepless Sentry, they will become very, very comfortable to play, especially with Sleepless Sentries, which gives us Onslaught whenever we summon a totem recently. So very, very nice quality of life there. If you don't have this jewel, because it is expensive, at the moment it's costing 5 exalts, you can replace this flask here with a silver one, which will give you onslaught during the flask effect. So very, very nice as well. The large cluster is a 8 maximum passive skills, very, very similar to the Toxic Rain, which gives us Touch of Cruelty, Unholy Grace, and Unwaverly Evil. So overall speaking, I'm very, very happy with the results of this build. Like I told you, with 10 exalts or even less, you're able to clear all the in-game content with a Gold Dream Helmet, 2 Kikazaros, a Soul Mantle, 5 Link. That is enough to clear all the Conqueror Sirus and all that kind of stuff. If you invest a little bit more, I was clearing all the invitations with a 15x budget, and with this 20x budget I'm clearing the Fear with 80 plus quantity very, very easily and very, very comfortably. So it is a very, very OP skill in my opinion. And also the behavior of the projectiles. Someone gave me the Firegrass video where he was explaining, because he tested against PvP and something like that. He tested a lot and he came to the conclusion that 5 projectiles is the maximum and the most efficient way to increase the projectiles of your totems. And we get that by using the Volley Support Gem and the Rain of Splinters without losing too much damage by increasing the projectiles up to 5. So have that in mind. It is very important for you to increase the projectiles up to 5, like as you can see on the image that is on the screen. But I would definitely try this build, because if you don't, it's probably gonna get nerfed in the next patch, so you have around 10 weeks to play this build. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.
What's this?
Que vai morrer!
You'll finally
Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer! Vai morrer!
die.
Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer!
Será?
Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer!
Ainda bem que nem vai pro
Que vai
vídeo.
morrer! Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer!
Vou nada, velho.
Que vai
Relaxa.
morrer!
Relaxa,
Que
relaxa.
vai morrer! Que vai morrer!
Taca ali, pau.
Que vai morrer!
Será que se eu colocar um totem embaixo dele ele já desce? Não deve funcionar isso, né? Não funciona, né? Why fun? What's the point? Que build de PoB é boa? Cara, aproveita que você tem mais 10 semanas pra jogar, velho. Depois com certeza vai ser nerfada no próximo patch. Tá muito forte. Vamos lá, Chris. Tô confiando em você.
Que vai morrer! Que vai morrer!
Será, mano? Nossa! Cara! Ah, não. Ah, não. Bugou isso aqui.
Que vai morrer!
Com certeza bugou, cara.
Errou! Que vai morrer!
Você pode ver aqui o leg spike.
Você vai morrer.
Nossa, o loot é isso ainda.